Hello everyone and welcome to Module 2 of Lesson 3. In the previous module, we covered the topic of creating a work breakdown structure. Today we are going to get into the topic of estimating project resources. Let's take a look at the importance of resource estimation. Determining project budget, resource estimation is crucial for determining the budget of a project. By accurately estimating the resources required, including manpower, materials, equipment, and other expenses, project managers can develop a realistic budget. This ensures that sufficient funds are allocated to complete the project without exceeding the financial constraints. Identifying resource constraints. Resource estimation helps in identifying potential constraints that could impact the project's progress. This includes identifying shortages or limitations in essential resources such as skilled labor, specialized equipment, or raw materials. By recognizing these constraints early on, project managers can proactively address them to prevent delays or cost overruns. Creating realistic project schedule. Estimating resources accurately is essential for creating a realistic project schedule. Resource availability directly influences the timeline of project activities. By knowing the availability of resources and their allocation to specific tasks, project managers can develop a schedule that accounts for dependencies and ensures that deadlines are met. Without accurate resource estimation, schedules may become unrealistic, leading to missed deadlines and project delays. Resource estimation is a fundamental aspect of project management that impacts various aspects of project execution, including budgeting, resource allocation, scheduling, and overall project success. By accurately estimating resources, project managers can ensure that projects are completed within budget, on schedule, and with the necessary resources to meet quality standards. Additionally, effective resource estimation enables project teams to anticipate and mitigate potential challenges, resulting in smoother project execution and increased stakeholder satisfaction. And now let's take a look at factors affecting resource estimation. Project scope. The scope of a project defines the work that needs to be accomplished and the deliverables that must be produced. The complexity and size of the project scope directly influence resource estimation. Larger scopes often require more resources, including manpower, materials, and time, whereas smaller scopes may require fewer resources. Accurately defining the project scope is crucial for estimating resources effectively. Project complexity. Projects vary in complexity based on factors such as technology involved, interdependencies between tasks, regulatory requirements, and organizational structure. Complex projects typically require more resources due to the increased coordination, specialized skills, and risk management efforts involved. Accurate resource estimation for complex projects requires a thorough understanding of the intricacies involved and the potential challenges that may arise. Project duration. The duration of a project affects resource estimation in several ways. Longer projects may require more resources over an extended period, leading to higher costs. Additionally, resource availability may fluctuate over time, impacting the scheduling and allocation of resources. Estimating resources accurately for projects with varying durations requires careful consideration of resource availability, project dependencies, and potential schedule constraints. Resource availability. The availability of resources, including human resources, equipment, materials, and funding, significantly impacts resource estimation. Limited availability of critical resources can lead to project delays, increased costs, or compromised quality. Project managers must consider resource availability constraints when estimating resources and develop strategies to address shortages or fluctuations in availability. Project constraints. Projects often face constraints such as budget limitations, time constraints, regulatory requirements, and stakeholder expectations. These constraints influence resource estimation by setting boundaries on the resources that can be allocated to the project. Balancing competing constraints while estimating resources requires trade-offs and prioritization to ensure that project objectives are met within the defined constraints. In conclusion, resource estimation is a complex process influenced by various factors, including project scope, complexity, duration, resource availability, and constraints. Accurate resource estimation is essential for effective project planning, budgeting, and scheduling. By considering these factors carefully, project managers can develop realistic resource estimates that support successful project execution and mitigate risks associated with resource shortages or overallocation. Regular monitoring and adjustment of resource estimates throughout the project lifecycle are necessary to adapt to changing conditions and optimize resource utilization. Here are the key techniques you can use to resource estimation. Expert judgment. Expert judgment involves seeking input from individuals or teams with expertise and experience relevant to the project. These experts provide informed opinions and insights based on their knowledge of similar projects, industry standards, best practices, and historical data. Expert judgment can be used at various stages of the project to estimate resources, duration, costs, and risks. It is particularly valuable when other estimation techniques are not applicable or when there is limited historical data available. Analogous estimating. Analogous estimating, also known as top-down estimating, relies on historical data from similar past projects to estimate resources, costs, or duration for the current project. This technique assumes that the current project's characteristics and requirements are similar to those of previous projects and uses the historical data as a basis for estimation. Analogous estimating is quick and relatively simple but may lack accuracy if there are significant differences between the current and past projects. Parametric estimating. Parametric estimating involves using mathematical models or algorithms to estimate project parameters based on variables such as size, complexity, or productivity rates. Parametric models establish a quantitative relationship between project attributes and resource requirements, allowing for more precise estimation. This technique is commonly used in industries where projects have well-defined characteristics and standardized processes, such as construction, manufacturing, and software development. Bottom-up estimating. Bottom-up estimating involves estimating the resources, costs, or duration of individual project components or work packages and then aggregating these estimates to create an overall project estimate. Project managers and team members typically use detailed information, such as task descriptions, resource requirements, and historical data, to estimate each component's requirements. Bottom-up estimating provides a high level of accuracy but requires more time and effort compared to other techniques. Each estimation technique has its strengths and limitations, and the choice of technique depends on factors such as project characteristics, available data, time constraints, and the level of accuracy required. Combining multiple estimation techniques or refining estimates iteratively as more information becomes available can enhance the accuracy of project estimates. Regardless of the technique used, regular monitoring and adjustment of estimates throughout the project lifecycle are essential to account for changes in project scope, requirements, and external factors. Effective estimation contributes to better project planning, decision-making, risk management, and ultimately, project success. Finally, documentation and communication. Documentation. Documentation in project management refers to the process of recording project-related information, such as project plans, requirements, schedules, progress reports, meeting minutes, and other relevant documents. Effective documentation ensures that project information is captured, organized, and accessible to stakeholders throughout the project lifecycle. Key documents in project management include project charters, scope statements, work breakdown structures, WBS, risk registers, change logs, and status reports. Communication. Communication is essential for project success as it facilitates the exchange of information, ideas, and feedback among project stakeholders. Effective communication ensures that project objectives, requirements, expectations, and progress are clearly understood by all parties involved. Project communication can take various forms, including meetings, emails, status updates, presentations, and collaboration tools. Project managers play a crucial role in facilitating communication and fostering collaboration among team members, stakeholders, and other relevant parties. Update. Keep documentation updated throughout the project lifecycle. In conclusion, prioritizing effective documentation and communication in project management cultivates clarity, transparency, and accountability, fostering stakeholder engagement, risk management, and successful project delivery through regular review and improvement processes. In conclusion, resource estimation serves as a cornerstone in project planning and execution, facilitating the allocation of resources, budgeting, and scheduling to optimize project outcomes and mitigate risks. Thank you for your time and we will see you in Module 3 of the Lesson 3.